Hello everyone. Today we want to speak about to explain the timesheet, because timesheet we found it in more than one place. We want to do tracking to know how to use the timesheet from the setup until the updating of accounting. Now we can, first of all, where we find timesheet? We find it in this menu, then we can find it in this menu. Also we can find it in the payment for the timesheet, okay, and WBS for the timesheet. Also we find it in the update to accounting about timesheet. Here is timesheet and here is timesheet. Now we want to let you know the steps or the workflow to use the timesheet. From the beginning, let's have a look on the Excel file that we created for you. Now this is Excel file. The steps are: number one, you have to make setup. Number one, you have to make setup. In the setup, go to file menu and go to HRMS settings. Then you go to make shifts and holiday setup. This is the most important. Then overtime setup. So step number one is the setup. Now step number two, you will go after setup, you go to timesheet menu. We will look to this one now in the system. Timesheet menu, these are the activities you have to do. You have to create location, employee, timesheet, project, and shift. Both these two steps must be done before start doing create timesheet. Before you create timesheet. Now let's have a look on the setup. Setup can be done by admin only. Admin only. We will come to this window here, file, then setup modules, then HRMS, then general setting. Then we will see here in this window timesheet here. Then the most important is shift and holiday setup, this window, okay. And of course inside this one you can set up, there is video for this one, we already did video for this one, okay. And there is timesheet and overtime setup, also we did video, special video for this one. So this is the most important two steps you have to make, is the setup, this one, setup. Then after setup we'll go to timesheet menu. This is the timesheet menu. Okay, you have to do all of these. Location, assign, all must be done to help you working in the system very smoothly without any interruption. Now after we do this one, we will go to create the timesheet, which is in the Excel. Here is create timesheet. Now in create timesheet, user can edit, clear, filter from the same window of timesheet. Clear, filter, select company, month, export to Excel, print, and so on. Remember that user can always keep editing timesheet until, sorry, this is 1L, until salary sheet is created and approved. Created and approved. If salary sheet is created, you can keep editing the timesheet. But when you edit the timesheet, you have to come back to the salary sheet and refresh the salary sheet. But after approval, you cannot edit timesheet. At the same time, after creating timesheet, you have an option to delete. Where we can find this one? It is here, the timesheet. Okay, create timesheet and delete timesheet. When you create the timesheet, inside this one, as you see, here is the information in this window. Look down. You can export to Excel. You can print. You can save and renew, save and close. You can clear. Okay, and close. Here is information you can see, and you have filter in this window, Everyone knows how to work on the timesheet. Now we are not here to explain how it works. We just want to show the steps of the timesheet. Let's close this one. So here is timesheet. This is the options that are available. Then here is you can delete for any reason if you decided to delete. Now in this window, then the next step, go to payroll. So after creating the timesheet, go to create the payroll, because payroll is reading from the timesheet. So you should go to timesheet payroll. Timesheet payroll. As everyone know that employee has two types. Employee is HR employee, so we created this, and timesheet employee. Everyone knows this one. Now in timesheet payroll, you can create salary sheet, then you can apply the taxes for the salary sheet, then employee tax, then you have an option to delete the salary sheet in case there is a mistake. Okay, delete salary sheet, then approve. After approval, you cannot do any change. You cannot change anything. Okay, now this one we added edit payment mode after approval. Why? Because maybe you want to change the mode of payment after the salary sheet has been approved. So we allow to change the salary payment mode from cash to bank, or maybe the IBAN number is wrong. So we allow you to change the information. Then this is hold salary and release salary. Maybe before you start the proceed of payment, you want to decide that this to make hold, because maybe some missing document from labor, for any reason you want to hold, then you can release. If you hold, you cannot pay. You have to release if you want to pay. So let's come back to this window again. So here is payroll menu, create salary, apply taxes. Here remember that you can delete created salary sheet, but delete salary sheet created, not approved, created. This will not delete the timesheet. Okay. Now next step is approve the salary sheet. You have to make approval of the salary sheet. Okay. Approval is a must to continue the steps. So here is the steps. Let's come back to this window. Payroll, timesheet, salary sheet. We created everything. All is fine and it's working. Okay. Fine. Now here is the payment. Now we have to show you something important. Let's go back here again to the Excel. Now after approval of the salary sheet, you have three options. Maybe all employees, you want to make it as WBS. This used in GCC countries. Anyway, maybe the company created WBS for all employees. So if it created, here you can post the payment salary. You can post. And here is the entry. Debit salaries, credit bank. Debit salaries, credit bank. Where we will find this one? Now create. Now here is payroll, salary timesheet. We created the payroll and we approve it. Finished. Now next step, we will go to this one and what? Create and pay WBS for timesheet employees. Create and pay WBS for timesheet employee. Now after I create this one, which is this step, create WBS. I created this one. Now I want to affect in accounting. Where to affect? I have to go to update to accounting, then HRMS, then here post timesheet salary payment created from WBS. Okay, this one. So you have in option number 1, let's make it clear. Option number 1, okay, create WBS and post salary. The effect in accounting after you post the salary. So number 1 is, let's review. Timesheet, create, approve. done, approve. Go to payment, create WBS, you created undone, and you can change the status. Then you go to update to accounting, to this one, post timesheet salary. So the entry will be debit salaries, credit bank. Done, finished. Now step number 2. You can make here post salary sheet, which is, it is a recommended step. Post salary sheet is recommended step, which is after you create the salary sheet from this and this one, you create and approved, you can go to this window and HRMS update and post the salary sheet. When you post the salary sheet, there is an entry, post timesheet salary, post timesheet salary. There is an entry. What is the entry? Debit salaries expenses, credit accrued salaries, accrued salary. Now you want to pay this salary. You want to pay the one you posted. You go to number 3, pay salary sheet. Pay salary sheet, the entry will be debit accrued, credit bank or cash. From where I will pay, I will come to this one, then payment. Here is pay non-WBS. Pay for timesheet. Pay for timesheet. So this payment will be debit accrued, which is the system will read debit accrued automatically. Credit in the payment, credit cash or bank, based on the mode of payment. Now some customers, they don't do this process. They don't select post salary. Okay, they go directly to pay salary. Okay, if they go directly to pay salary, they will go also in the same window. They will come to this and they will go directly to pay. Now system will read. If step number 2 is created, okay, system will make the debit side is accrued. If the user did not go to step number 2, means did not make this entry, did not post this one. If the user didn't post the salary sheet, means in another way, if the user didn't make this step, okay, user can go directly and pay the salary sheet. Make sure if you want to post the salary, make sure all employees you created salary for him. Posting of the salary is one time only. Posting of salary is one time only. Make sure all employees you created. Suppose you don't want to use this one. Suppose your case that you cannot create all employees at the same time for any reason. Okay, approve salary sheet. Okay, and then start paying from this window directly. Pay, because this window, debit salary sheet, you can select and you have to fill. Debit salary sheet you have to fill one by one. You have to fill when you want to make payment. But in this window, when you want to post, no need to fill one by one. You can make a predefined setup. Predefined setup, what is the debit account? And you will save a lot of time, big time, if you do this step. How to do? Now post, how we make predefined setup when we want to select the salary. Simply this window and then setup module HRMS. From this window you can link salary items with HR, salary item for HR with accounts, and link salary item for timesheet with the accounts. Okay, you can link all salary item for the timesheet or for the HR. Okay, so at the time when you want to do posting for the salary sheet, it will be predefined the account number. Now posting of the salary, let's look to the posting of the salary. Post salary sheet, this window or this is the window. So this account, this one, okay, it will read directly from where? From this window. Set window, HRMS, okay, this is the account. Okay, this one and this one, it is reading, this area is reading from this. So you save a lot of time. I hope it is very clear. Now posting of the salary sheet, you can post by different department, position, employee, project, and so on. So this step number 2 is very strongly recommended. Step number 2 is reading from where? Step number 2 is for this one. Step number 2. Okay, this one and this one. Step number 2. Okay, step number 3 on the left side. Step number 3, it is you go to this one and directly and you say pay directly. Okay, step number 1, WBS, this WBS. Step number 1, go to payroll and make this one and create WBS for timesheet. I hope it is clear, and I hope this video is useful to understand how the system is working. Now all what we said is about timesheet employees. Now what about HR employees? Okay, it's very simple. It is same process for all, but you don't need to do all of these for HR employees. Simply you start from this step. Okay, you create, draft everything the same. Okay, then after you can approve the salary sheet by month or by employee. Approve salary sheet. Then you go to payment. You can create WBS. And after you create WBS, go to do posting. After you create by WBS. If you didn't create by WBS, come to this window and here payment, pay non-WBS. But as I mentioned before you do this step, very strongly recommended, okay, to make this step, which is post HR salary. Then you make this step, which is the payment for HR. Everything the same, but in timesheet you need to do this one. Clear? Remember that both payroll, HR payroll and timesheet payroll, both of them are reading from HRMS activities. Both of them are reading from this activity. And remember, it's connected, HR connected with accounting for the payment and connected with employees for the receiving from employees. I hope everything is clear. Thank you for your time. We have more than 260 videos in YouTube. Please check YouTube always. Make subscribe on YouTube, and anyone interested, anyone has any question, direct question, you can send WhatsApp message to 00971 50 8024, and you will find this number at the end of the video. Thank you so much.
Your call is very important to us.